You saw me use baking soda to remove copper spots from gold. Now we're going to try to see if it can remove tarnish from silver. Let's find out together as we explore. For those of you who don't know, I posted a video demonstrating how I can use baking soda to remove copper spots from gold. And someone had commented on a video that you can also do the same thing with silver to remove tarnish. Now, there are cleaners that you can use to very easily remove these types of stains from silver. And of course, stain has a negative connotation to it because a lot of people like some of the toning. But in this Scottsdale bar, it's a little uneven, a little unattractive. And yes, it can be buffed out and the like. And you can use chemical agents like EZS to easily remove it as well, too. But if you have a collector coin, well, it may be a little better to use something that is not quite as abrasive, something that's very natural in a sense. And so this is where the baking soda comes into play. This was first revealed to me by Jade Nefrite, so we're going to take and experiment with this in a special way using tinfoil. That's right, we're conspiracy theorists here. I've not made a hat out of this. Instead, I put it in a glass bowl, as instructed by Jade. And so we're going to put some baking soda in there, sprinkle a little bit inside, and then I'm going to be back because I am going to boil some water, and then we're going to put that solution in there, and then stick the silver bar inside and the silver round and see what we can get with it. So I will be right back. All right, we got our boiling water. We're going to pour it inside there. You can see it boils up there pretty good. And now we're going to put our pieces in and see what happens. We can see it already acting very quickly. Wow. That is amazing. It's what's known as an oxidation reduction process. And I'm going to probably pour a little bit more baking soda in there to really get it going. But you can see it just melted away. That was incredible. Now, obviously, there's still a little bit of that, of the tarnishing there in the letters, but we're going to let it sit a while and see how it reacts. Some of that water spilled out, but that's okay. And pretty amazing. Boiling hot water is the trick, along with the baking soda, for this oxidation reduction process that we can see occurring here with both pieces. And boy, I was really amazed at how quickly it took some of it off and how it's reacting there with the rest of it. Of course, very hot. Let it sit a little bit longer, but it is quite a process and pretty neat. This is one way. Now, again, I say that without full knowledge. I'd say be careful. Check this before you do any kind of collector coins. I probably still would not do this with collector coins, but I think it is relatively non-abrasive because it is this chemical reaction with this oxidation reduction. My guess is it probably will not affect the actual surface of the silver or gold, in the case of copper spots, but I could be wrong. There may be some slight changes there, so be very careful in doing this. But my guess is probably, since it is a straight reaction based off of the aluminum and the baking soda with the boiling hot water, and that is causing this, that makes this occur. But boy, look at the difference. All right, and we'll let it sit a little bit longer here. It is still very, very hot. So we're going to let it set here. And boy, it's amazing. It almost seems like the water, as I mentioned before, I think I saw this again with what occurred with the copper spotting, that it had almost like absorbed or evaporated. Of course, some of that could be also just the heat from the water, but I think the baking soda may play a part and role in that as well. But part of me does like kind of having some of that tarnish there in the letters and give some definition inside there. But otherwise, it's nice to see the process actually work and to see the results there. But look at that, amazing. I may give it one more shot here, so stay tuned and we'll run it one more time and see what happens. Okay, we've got the boiling hot water here. We're going to pour it in. There it is, reaction. Put the bar in upside down this time. See what happens, where it's more direct contact, and put the other round, the buffalo round, in there as well. Let's see what happens this time. Maybe just pour just a little bit more baking soda in there. You get a reaction, more strong reaction here, and see if we can make it just shine. Now, the buffalo round does have sort of a textured finish to it, so it's bringing that back out again, but most of the tarnishing is gone from it. But it'd be very interesting to see how this plays out with the silver bar, especially in the imprinted parts, the stamped regions of the cast bar from Scottsdale. Very, very nice. But this is one way that you can get rid of tarnishing without actually using chemical cleaners. But again, somebody might have to correct me in the comments section just to make sure this oxidation reduction process does not actually damage the surface before you do it on any of your collector coins. Like I said earlier in the video, I may have spoken a little bit out of turn here, but we're going to let this sit for a while and see what happens with this process again a second time. But boy, I tell you, I'm really surprised and amazed to see the reaction as such and the positive action that we're seeing from this, that it works on silver as well. So it might be a good thing to start doing for some of your more toned pieces, especially if they're pieces that you're not all that excited about the way the tarnishing occurs. Toning and tarnishing are part of the attractive qualities for some silver products out there. In other words, I probably would not do this on most of my constitutional silver, although there are rare exceptions where some of them can be very, very black and darkened, and I may give it a whirl with that to see. But look, you can still see the chemical reaction occurring there. Part of me wonders if I should have probably put the boiling water in first and then poured the baking soda on top of that. But really, in a sense, this works very, very well. And baking soda sort of an like the duct tape of for all sorts of different applications with regards to things that include this process here. So this will be very interesting to see how this turns out. And as you can see, because it's not boiling, some of the baking soda is still sort of settling on top of there. Probably waited too late to pour some of that on there, but we'll let it sit a little bit longer. But, it is incredible to see this occur in this reaction in real time. I mean, at the very beginning, it's just amazing to see it literally just kind of melt away there. But this is remarkable. Now, the silver is very hot to the touch. Remember, silver is the most conductive metal in the periodic table. So the water is still hot, and it's very difficult. I don't have any tongs to be able to pull that out. I usually want to use rubber tongs rather than anything to oxide. But here's this. I'm going to pull that out. And actually, one thing you can do with these is pour cold water over it to kind of not only cool it off, but to also to give it to take off the remnants of the baking soda. And I'm going to do that right now. And of course, that's done. And I'm going to do the same thing here after I let that soak in a bit with the Scottsdale bar. But let's take a look at the round. The round looks incredible. And no hint that I see, or very, very faint hint of any kind of tarnishing. And the tarnishing on this was not bad in reality. These Golden State Mint Buffalo rounds are very nice because they preserve some of the reticulation of the fields, kind of that rough texture in the fields, which was the original intention of the Buffalo nickel. Very well done for these Buffalo rounds. I'd like to get more of those actually. All right. Now we'll take this out. I'm going to rinse it off. Because of silver's conductivity, that cooled off very, very quickly. So we can see still there is a hint of some of the tarnish inside of the lettering there, especially on Dale and Scottsdale. But that's certainly fine. It looks much better in my view. It preserves some of the original shine and luster that you can see there as we take a look and under the light. Very, very nice. Very pleased with this process. Thanks again to Jade, Nephrite, and others who have commented on the previous video that I should try this with silver. So there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section below. I hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. I'd like to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.